Property values tanked and homeowners lost most of their equity and value of their homes after banks caused the collapse of the economy by not securing loans properly, yet lobbied and got insurance on those loans before they made them. Democrats were voted into power, the presidency and both houses of Congress. The first thing they did was to bail out the banks and financial institutions, including the insurance companies who backed the bad loans with your tax dollars. Then the banks refused to lend, causing massive foreclosures. The same taxpayers who bailed out the banks lost their homes and life savings due to the bank policy for lending, adding to the financial crisis of the people's economy. Your Democratic government refused to hold the banks accountable, and with the full power of the government, went on a spending spree that would make a billionaire's wife blush. They gave billions to green energy and climate change programs. All the money has been spent and we have nothing to show for it. They bailed out the car manufacturers and lost more jobs by closing dealerships and various parts and related auto industry companies. The Democrats then passed a health care bill by themselves, resulting in the largest power grab in the history of the country. 1/6 of the economy. Jobs have been lost, wages have decreased, hours have been cut, the middle class has been crushed by endless debt and with no jobs to do anything about it. Inflation has set in for all goods and services. Nothing has benefited the working class. Next is a collage of attitudes of your government officials who are responsible for all the decisions of the past 5 years. What could they possibly be thinking about? I want to apologize to the people being thrown off of their existing health care plans, so here goes. I'm sorry if you got hurt thinking I promised you something you were too dumb to figure out, but the best thing to do now is to accept everything I say as the truth, and it won't bother you so much when your quality of life diminishes into the socialist state I intended all along. Young, dumb, and out for fun, sponging off of everyone. Kickbacks, take no flack, ignoring all basic facts. 70s call for you political hacks. They all want their old issues back.
I believe I should be president because I am a strong woman, even though I didn't have the guts to leave my husband, knowing full well he has been cheating on me for all the years of our marriage. Besides, what difference does it make now? You know, it's kind of like Benghazi.
Gay rights, electric cars, amazing how we've come so far. Solar panels, climate change, utopians, rear ugly heads again. Print money, say you haven't run out yet. Now we've got just a pile of debt.
Don't ask what's in it, just pass the bill. It's a surprise, children. Now don't peek, just vote yes. I'm not as crazy as I look, I swear. No, don't tell me what's in it, you'll ruin the surprise. Oh, this is so much fun.
I'm not saying we can't change our ways. I'm not saying go back to the good old days. I'm just saying there's got to be a better way. All I'm saying is that independent women like myself have the right to expect all Americans, especially men, to pay for all of our fornication habits. No, really, it makes sense. Let me say it again. We are independent, so the rest of you should pay for us, okay? I'll say it until it makes sense. Independent women have the right to force all of you to pay for us because we're so independent. Don't laugh. I'll say it until you believe it. No jobs left, the economy's aching. Gone are the days to bring home the bacon. Government lies, government waste. Each just found a different face.
Fast and Furious? I didn't know anything about that. Spying on journalists? I didn't know anything about that either. Black Panthers threatening voters? Oh, now you're just being a racist. The Fort Hood massacre? That wasn't terrorism. That was just workplace violence. Why did I find Mark Rich and 2 of the Weather Underground bombers? Nobody cared about their crimes. They were committed a long time ago.
Fat cats have no problem getting fatter. They're too big to fail, and we're too small to matter. Now don't think of me as arrogant, but you will never convict me of the crimes I've committed as the head of the IRS. like using my bipartisan position to target my political enemies, and refusing to answer Congress, who has the duty to investigate any breach of trust of the American people. Just think, the IRS will be in charge of Obamacare. Do you feel better now?
I'm not saying we can't change our ways. I'm not saying go back to the good old days. I'm just saying there's got to be a better way.
Oh, I'll have my way, alright. Even if it does make me look like a complete hypocrite. I've had my finger on the nuclear option for some time now, and I'm not afraid to use it like those Republicans a few years back who didn't have the guts because they thought it was unethical. I'll change the rules so I can win every time. I won't even have to hear their objections or concerns. I'll let them know who's boss. I run the Senate, and don't you forget it. That goes for you too, you low-life voting public. What are you going to do about it? It's not like we have term limits or anything.
Abortion rights with contraception. If you want me to pay, I'd take exception. No man alive ever owned a slave for 150 years in the USA. I'm from the government. I'm here to help. Well, those are famous last words. If you rely on yourself.
Honestly, the Affordable Care Act is working. Let's pretend that everything is fine. Just a couple of glitches. I know we had 3 years and $600 billion to get it up and running. You might think that high school kids could do this, but please don't, because we want you to believe that your government is special, that we care about you, and that we spend your money wisely, and that I am fully responsible, and that you can keep your doctor and hospital and insurance plan if you want to, at least till there's nothing you can do about it. And by then, we can charge whatever we want and tell you what to do in all your personal healthcare decisions. Whatever you do, don't believe those stories about death panels. Do you know what the best part is? The president and I and all the rest of the government workers, well, we're the only ones who don't have to be on the plan because we have a pre-existing condition. We're more important than you. Again, remember this, everything is going to be fine. It's good, it's fair. Rejoice, rejoice. You have no choice.
Banks all lobbied years before the property values went out the door. You won't get mine without a fight. I guess your mama didn't raise you right. You're telling everybody I got no heart, but you got no brain. Pass a bill to see what's in it. Well, that's insane.
Why the long face, John? Is it because you realize that negotiating with Iran is about the dumbest thing you could do at this point as Secretary of State? I know you gotta do something to show you're a team player and help to lift this administration's approval ratings. Or is it because Hillary's next in line, and with all the latest Democratic debacles, he'll never be president? I'm not saying we can't change our ways. Boy, wouldn't it be great if Hillary became president? Then she'd be so busy I could get away with anything. Heck, I might even get laid again. I want my life back. It's been under attack for some time. I want my life back. There's no hope.